day and welcome to EJC News, your monthly recap of news items taking place across the East Jamaica Conference of Seventh-day Adventists. I'm Fabia Phillips Lawrence. In the news, Now is the Time campaign rides high waves. Health run well supported and EJC receives special visit from large overseas contingent. Now the news. History was made when the East Jamaica Conference executed its first ever dual internet broadcast and location-based evangelistic series with Pastor Evangelist Dr. Newton Cleghorn. The unforgettable campaign was dubbed the Now is the Time Family and Health Evangelistic Series, which was located beside the Hagley Park SDA Church. The series began on June 10, 2017, as several Adventist congregations in EJC and private individuals participated in the campaign via live stream. Dr. Cleghorn engaged the listeners at every service.
I'm going to take you ever so often into a classroom because I happen to teach as well as preach. Because you know the technical gift of the pastor. The pastor is a pastor, evangelist, teacher. Yes. For righteousness exalts a nation, but sin is a reproach to any people. What time is it, I ask you? I can't hear you. What time is it? What time is it, Ted? What time is it, Holly Park? What time is it? Now is the time, once of the call.
As at early July, the number of persons baptized under the tent stood at 143 persons. The number for those baptized at the various churches is still being calculated. Meanwhile, the 2017 EJC Health Run Walk was a most memorable one as hundreds of persons turned out to support the venture during the second day of the Now is the Time Health and Gospel Series. The event was similar to those in previous years where the day started with a brief devotion and warm-up exercise on the grounds of the Kingsway High School.
On your mark, set, go!
It's that time of year again. For the second time, our schools had a combined consecration service featuring 123 graduates. This time it was held at the Meadowvale SDA Church after being held for the first time at the Kencott SDA Church last year.
God has taken you this far by faith, and I would want to join with the others in saying, to God be the glory, great things He has done. Remember your theme, transform, inspire, impacting lives for now and eternity.
The guest speaker was Elder Paulette Ambersley, Education Director for North Jamaica Conference. The respective 6 schools each went on to hold their own graduation exercises in the days following. Meanwhile, Teachers' Day was celebrated in the month of May, and EJC took the time to recognize educators for their contribution to Adventist Christian education. The event, the Distinguished Faculty and Staff Awards Banquet, was organized by the Education Department, led by Dr. Donna Brown, who expressed her appreciation to the teachers for the tremendous support they have been given to Adventist education. President of East Jamaica Conference, Dr. Eric Nathan, who was present, also commended the teachers for their dedication and commitment in molding the lives of our young people.
As administration, we believe that it is better to present the roses to the ones you love when they can appreciate it than to pile up roses on the casket when you're gone.
The guest speaker was Pastor Michael Henry.
The task you have, you think your job is hard, think again. We need to redouble our efforts because our task is not just to teach the little ones in front of us, but it's to change a nation, change a people, change the world. This is what God wants of us. That transformation will take place, and it must take place because we have been agents of change.
Over 60 teachers, school administrators, and staff were recognized. The Good Samaritan Inn GSI is in the news again. Division secretaries from 11 of the 14 divisions of the Seventh-day Adventist World Church visited the much-talked-about institution. The team was led by Executive Secretary of the Seventh-day Adventist World Church, Pastor G.T. Eaton, and was given a tour by GSI Manager Elder Vermont Murray and board members. Pastor G.T. Eaton commended the leadership for the Good Samaritan Inn model and suggested that it would be a good thing if the Adventist Church in other parts of the world could adopt the model, which has helped to provide care and relieve suffering to thousands in Jamaica. Meanwhile, 175 patrons benefited from free medical attention offered at the Good Samaritan Inn thanks to the help of medical doctors and students from the Nova Southeastern University based in Florida. The team, which was on its 17th mission trip to the island to provide free medical care to the less fortunate, consisted of 50 multidisciplinary medical professionals such as dentists, opticians, general practitioners, physical therapists, pharmacists, among others.
What I've seen here today is a demonstration that the church, if put to work, if the skills that we find within the church are put to use, then there's no limit to what we can do.
Medical doctor and leader for the mission trip to Jamaica, Dr. Paula Anderson, said she and members of her team continue to return to Jamaica on mission trips because it helps them to fulfill their purpose of giving service to mankind.
I've been often asked, why do you do it? And I feel that when you're blessed so you can bless others. And so God has truly blessed us with talents and gifts from various different professions, and we're able to bring a team of medical doctors, pharmacists, dentists, occupational therapists, optometrists, and a whole host of volunteers to come and provide free service to patients not only in Kingston but also in St. Mary.
After witnessing father-daughter symposiums, it was time for the fathers and sons to enjoy their moment. A special service was held to mark the occasion at the North Street SDA Church under the theme Building Bridges, Transforming Relationships. The program is an initiative of the Family, Women, Children, and Adolescents Ministries departments led by Elder Claudette Genus. In addressing those gathered, Elder Genus reiterated the importance of the home being a happy place and the significance of each member in the home. In his remarks, Men's Ministries Director, Pastor Manley Phillips, reminded the fathers that the Lord hears prayers and will continue to give them wisdom as they guide their sons. The guest speaker, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education and Youth, Brother Dean Roy Bernard, utilized the analogy of a bridge in his message in addressing those gathered.
The father-son relationship is critical to nurturing the bonds that bind, building bridges, and transforming relationships.
Pastor of the New Haven SDA Church, Pastor Samuel Lewis, shared with the fathers some key elements that are necessary in building strong father-son relationships. The program also saw fathers and sons participating together by singing duets, giving testimonies, and doing activities. And from fathers and sons to moms. Of course, that special day for our mothers did not go unrecognized, as the conference hosted a dinner to treat them. The event was held at the Scotia Wellness Center and was well supported. Meanwhile, adolescents had their inaugural retreat at the Golden Acres Resorts. They were involved in several sessions that taught them to resolve conflict about general deportment and their development, among other things. Coming out of that retreat, an adolescents committee was formed to show up support for that age group and to serve as a mobilization team. During that same weekend, the EJC Bible Spellathon was also held, featuring representatives from various churches in the different age groups. And it was a day of fun and split-splash for the little ones as parents, church aunties and uncles journeyed to the Duns River Falls in Oterius for Toddlers Day. No, the little ones didn't make it to the top of the falls, but they had their special moments in an area suited for their age group. But it was all smiles for the day as everyone enjoyed the special moment to wrap up the month designated especially for children. And the preaching exposition was held at the Hagley Park SDA Church. This first-of-its-kind event was a brainchild of the Whitehall SDA Church, which blossomed into a larger event. About 6 overseas speakers showcased what persons could do with public speaking to energize congregations. The event was well supported and was endorsed by EJC, which invited their contingent of pastors and lay preachers to get involved in the event. EJC President Dr. Eric Nathan likened the event to a field school. EJC said goodbye to one of its senior pastors, Alton Heslop. Pastor Heslop left to further his education in the area of chaplaincy in the United States. Pastor Heslop was regarded as caring, thoughtful, and helpful by his colleagues and friends at the conference office, who heaped words of commendation in farewell speeches. He served the conference for over 27 years. And for a look at events to come in the month of July and onwards, please visit our website at www.ejcsda.com and subscribe to our mailing list. And you can also have a look at our Facebook page and follow us on Twitter and Instagram at EJC SDA. And that caps May and June's edition of EJC News. God bless.